Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dr. Trini Hasutihatta from Histology Department, Faculty of Medicine, Hasanuddin University. In this video, we are continue with part 2 of epithelial tissue with the content of the covering epithelial and secretory epithelial with the gland epithelial. This is the learning outcome of epithelial tissue. After watching this video and learning about epithelial tissue, students are able to describe about epithelial tissue and its function, mention the macromolecules structure and function of the basement membrane, describe the structure and function of the cell junction. There are three types of cell junction: occluding tight junction, anchoring adhering junction, and gap connecting junction. Describe about the microvilli, stereocilia, and cilia. Describe the epithelial regeneration process, and describe the epithelial classification about the covering epithelial and secretory epithelial and gland. First, about the covering epithelium. Covering epithelium is divided based on cell shape and type of cell layer. Based on the cell shape, there are three forms of the cell: squamous cells, cuboidal cells, and columnar cells or cylindrical cells. Based on the type of layer, there are simple epithelium, stratified epithelium, pseudostratified epithelium, and transitional epithelium. This image shows a squamous cell having a squamous cell nucleus in the middle, and this image shows a cuboidal cell having a round cell nucleus in the center, and the cuboidal cells has equal side like this, and so they are square shape. And the last is columnar cell. Columnar cell have a oval nucleus in the middle or in the basal of the cell. And the columnar cell has a long side and short side, so it looks like a rectangles. Simple epithelium. Simple epithelium consists of single layer of cells. All cells are attached to the cell membrane and reach the cell surface. Depending on the shape of the cell, it can be into the simple squamous epithelium, simple columnar epithelium, and simple cuboidal epithelium. Based on the embryology of simple squamous epithelium, there are three types: squamous epithelium, endothelium, and mesothelium. Squamous epithelium from ectoderm, and it located on ansa Henle or in the renal. Endothelium from the endodermal and located on endothelium of blood and lymph vessel. And the last is mesothelium. Mesothelium derived from the mesoderm, and it located on surface of the body cavity like pleura, abdomen, and pericardium. Simple squamous epithelium, also called the epithelial membrane. The microscopic feature consists of squamous cells. There are few cytoplasm and have the flat nucleus at the convex region of the cell. The simple squamous epithelium arranged according to the longitudinal axis of the cell. The function of the simple squamous epithelium is active transport, and they are lining the organ. In this picture, we can see the simple squamous epithelium. Like this is the simple squamous epithelium. We can see the nucleus of the simple squamous epithelium. And this is the mesothelium. We can see this is the mesothelium, consists of the simple squamous epithelium. And also like this, we can see the clear of the squamous flattened nucleus in this epithelium. Microscopic characteristic of simple cuboidal epithelium consists of a layer of cuboidal cell, the cell with the square shape, sometimes hexagonal shape, round nucleus in the middle of the cell. The cytoplasm are numerous, and in the cytoplasm there are organelles well developed. There are mitochondria and microvilli at the apical of the cell. Simple cuboidal epithelium can be found at the ovary, choroidal plexus, renal tubular such as proximal and distal tubular, glandular secretory duct. The function of the simple cuboidal epithelium as a ion transport, fluid transport, and secretion. This picture shows a simple cuboidal epithelium with square cells. We can see this is the square cell, visible round cell nucleus in the middle of the cell. Microscopic characteristic of simple columnar epithelium consists of a layer of columnar cell and can be like a rectangle shape. There is an oval nucleus in the 1/3 basal of the cell. The cytoplasm are numerous and organelle very well developed. Simple columnar epithelium consists of simple secretory columnar epithelium, simple secretory and absorptive columnar epithelium, simple columnar epithelium with goblet cell. Simple secretory columnar epithelium has the function to secrete mucus and as a protection for the organ. Simple secretory columnar epithelium can be found at gaster mucosa and uterine cervical canal. In the microscopic, there are abundant of vacuole with mucous secretion. Simple secretory and absorptive columnar epithelium has the function to secrete mucus and absorption, can be found at the intestine mucus. The macroscopic of the simple secretory and absorptive columnar epithelium, there are two types of cell, absorptive cell and secretory cell. Absorptive cell has a microvilli at apical cell, and the secretory cell has abundance of secretory granules. Simple columnar epithelium with the goblet cell is a combination of columnar cell with cilia and goblet cell. Simple columnar epithelium with the goblet cell can be found at the respiratory tract. And this picture shows a simple epithelium columnar. You can see this cell like a rectangle, and these cells too, and the nucleus in the 3rd basal of the cell like this and like this picture. Stratified epithelium. A stratified epithelium consists of more than one layer of the cells. Cells in the stratified epithelium are not all attached to the basement membrane, and cells in the stratium epithelium have neither reached the surface. This stratified epithelium located in the area that often experience the friction. Based on the shape of the cell that compose it, there are stratified cuboidal epithelium, like this picture, stratified columnar epithelium, and stratified squamous epithelium, like this picture. The stratified squamous epithelium is divided into the keratinized stratified squamous epithelium and non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium can be found in the wet areas where friction and pulling often occur, such as the oral cavity, mouth, esophagus, and vagina. The microscopic characteristic of non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium is there are divided into three surface layers. The apical contain or consists of the several layers of squamous cells. In the middle layer, there are several layers of polyhedral cuboidal cells, and in the basals, there are one layer of columnar cells. This picture shows a non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. You can see this is the basement membrane, and this is the a layer of the columnar cell. This is the basal of the cell, and this is the middle of this epithelium contain the several layer of the polyhedral cuboidal cells, and the apical of the superficial layer contain the several of squamous cells. Keratinized stratified squamous epithelium consists of 5 stratum from the basement membrane. There are stratum basalis, stratum spinosum, stratum granulosum, stratum lucidum, and stratum corneum. Stratum basalis is a basal layer. It attached to basement membrane. In this stratum basal, there are mitotic columnar cells. Stratum spinosum is the most thick layer, consists of polyhedral cuboidal cells with spina and attached by desmosome. Stratum granulosum consists of several layers of squamous cells with keratohyalin granules. Stratum lucidum only at palm and sole, and it is a very thin layer, very lucid, consists of squamous cells without granules, and the top of the keratinized stratified squamous epithelium is a stratum corneum. Stratum corneum is the most apical layer, consists of dead cell, squamous cells without nucleus. This stratum corneum is easy to peel off. This picture shows the keratinized stratified squamous epithelium from the basement membrane to the up of the epithelium. First stratum is stratum basalis, and stratum spinosum, stratum granulosum, stratum lucidum, and stratum corneum. Stratified cuboidal epithelium consists of 2 or 3 layers of cuboidal cells. It located on excretory duct of exocrine glands like pancreas, saliva, and eccrine. You can see this is the consists of 2 or 3 layers of cuboidal cells. Pseudostratified epithelium. Pseudostratified epithelium consists of 3 types of cells: columnar cells with or without cilia, goblet cells, and basal cells. All cells are located on the basement membrane, but not all cells can reach the top of the surface. In this picture, you can see that this is the basement membrane. This is the basal cells. Basal cells lying in the basement membrane, but basal cells cannot reach the top of the surface. And this is the goblet cells, and this is the columnar cells with the cilia. This picture shows the pseudostratified epithelium. You can see this is the basal cells in the basement membrane, and this is the columnar cell with the cilia, kinocilia, and this is the goblet cell. Goblet cell and columnar cell can reach the top of the epithelium, but basal cells cannot reach the top of the epithelium. Also this picture. Transitional epithelium. Transitional epithelium is defined transition from stratified cuboidal epithelium to stratified squamous epithelium. This epithelium consists of 3 layers. First layer is basal, consists of several layers of cuboidal cells. Intermediate is consists of several layers of polygonal cells, and the superficial consists of umbrella cells or dome cells, and it is squamous cells. Transitional epithelium can found on ureter and bladder or vesica urinaria. This picture shows the transitional epithelium in the vesica urinaria. This is the membrane cell, this is the basal cell, this is the middle layer of the cell, and this is the superficial of the cell. You can find the umbrella cell in the superficial of this layer. Next is secretory epithelia and secretory glands. Secretory epithelia and secretory glands consist of endocrine glands and exocrine glands. But in this video, we only discuss about the exocrine glands because endocrine glands is discussed in another topic. During fetal development, epithelial cells proliferate and penetrate the underlying connective tissue. These cells may or may not maintain a connection with the surface epithelium. The connection is maintained to form a duct in the exocrine glands. It is lost as endocrine glands develop. In this picture, you can see this is the exocrine glands. They maintain to form a duct in the exocrine glands, and this is the endocrine glands. In the endocrine glands, there is no maintain a connection with the surface epithelium. The endocrine glands produce hormone, and all this hormone is released outside the cell and pick up these blood cells for the distribution throughout of the bodies. Exocrine glands, by definition, have ducts that lead to another organ or body surface. Inside the glands, the duct runs through the connective tissue of septa and branches repeatedly until its smallest branches end in the secretory portion of the glands. In the picture, you can see this is the duct, and this is the septum and the capsule, divided into the lobules and lobes, and the smallest branches is the secretion portion, and the shape is acinus shape, and this is the duct. Duct is the conducting portion. Exocrine gland can be divided based on the terminal part and excretory duct. Based on the terminal part, there are 3 types: tubular, alveolar, and tubulo-alveolar. Tubular is the elongated secretory portion. Alveolar is rounded sac-like secretory portion, and tubulo-alveolar is combination elongated and rounded secretory portion. And based on the excretory duct, there are 2 types: the simple glands and compound glands. The simple glands, only one duct, and there is no branching. For the example is merocrine or sweat glands. Compound glands has a duct from several secretory units converged into larger duct. For the example is pancreas. And this is the simple glands. This is the tubular portion, and this is the alveolar portion. And this is the compound gland with the many branch of the duct. Based on the characteristic of secretion, there are 3 types: mucous gland, serous gland, and mixed gland. Mucous gland has a secretion with the thick secretion that containing the glycoprotein, or it's called mucus. Serous glands has a dilute liquid secretion containing serous enzyme, and it called the serous. Mixed gland divided into two types, seromucous glands and mucoserous glands. Seromucous if the serous glands more than mucous glands. Mucoserous glands if mucous glands is more than serous glands. There is a structure that the serous and mucous is in the one glands and it called the demiluna gyanusi. In this picture, you can see this is the mucous gland. The characteristic of mucous gland is this is the pale of mucus and the nucleus of the glands in the periphery and uh, like squamous nucleus. In the serous gland, it is more acidophilic and there is a cuboidal nucleus in the middle of the cells. This picture is illustration of the mixed gland. You can see in this picture there are mucous glands, there are serous glands, and the mix of the serous and mucous, and this called the demiluna gyanusi. According to mechanism of exocrine gland secretion, there are three types: merocrine glands, holocrine glands, and apocrine glands. Glands has a merocrine secretion. This is the most common method of protein or glycoprotein secretion and involves typical exocytosis from membrane-bound vesicle or secretory granules. It includes the exocytosis at the apical end of the cells. And the second is holocrine glands, that the holocrine secretion. Here cells accumulate product continuously as they enlarge and undergo terminal differentiation, culminating in complete cell disruption that release the product and cell debris into the gland's lumen. This is best seen in the sebaceous glands that producing lipid-rich material in the skins. And in the holocrine glands, there is a disintegration of secretory cells themselves in the cytolysis process. And the third is apocrine glands. In the apocrine glands, there are secretion involves loss of membrane enclose the only apical cytoplasm. This is the merocrine glands. This is the holocrine glands, and this is the apocrine glands. In the merocrine glands, you can see the secretory vesicles releasing their content via exocytosis and go to the excretory ducts. And the holocrine glands, there is a disintegrating cells with the content becoming the secretion. So in this holocrine glands, there is a cytolysis. And the apocrine cell, there are pinching of apical portion of secretory, and this is the this is the secretion of these apocrine glands. This picture show the merocrine glands. Merocrine glands consist of two parts. This is the secretory part, and this is the excretory part. In the secretory part, there are three types of cells: clear cells, dark cells, and myoepithelium. Clear cells uh, secrete the sweat or secretion from the merocrine glands. Dark cells function as bactericidal, and myoepithelial will contract and uh, will deliver the secretion to the excretory duct. Excretory duct consisting of a stratified cuboidal epithelium, and this is secretory part, and this is the excretory duct. This picture shows the holocrine glands. In the holocrine glands, this is the secretory part, consists of the sebocyte. Sebocyte will be differentiating and proliferating and will be undergo the disintegration of the sebocyte and become cytolysis. And this is the excretory part consists of hair follicle. This is hair follicle. This picture shows the apocrine glands. In the apocrine glands, characterized by extrusion of a secretion product along with a bit of apical cytoplasm enclosed within a small amount of plasma membrane, and this is quickly lost after separation from the secretory cells. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And this is the references. You can read more detail.